What's up everybody, I'm back. This is my first video in a long time and I am happy to be sitting in this chair in a different apartment if you can't tell, which is a very welcoming environment, very new environment, and feels amazing to be in here. So I just wanted to tell you guys what I've been doing for about the last year. For about the last year, I have been working as a food runner, a bartender, and a brand ambassador for Dock Street Brewing Company. And I got a lot of insight into working in a craft beer environment. And while this was my first job working in a craft brewery, that's the only way I'm going to be able to talk about this is from that perspective. So just know that this isn't for every brewery, this isn't for every experience, but this is just my personal experience. And I have a couple key takeaways from what I've learned at Dock Street. And the first one is communication is key. So that goes from the bottom up as far as food runners, from just taking care of the place, but as far as management and marketing is concerned too. You know, there's a lot of data that goes in and out of a brewery from sales and just everything that's going on from day to day. And that getting communicated is paramount. If that's you going back and telling the chefs like, hey, I've been hearing a lot of reviews on a certain dish, or just even the people that are running the sales department or looking at the numbers of beer, the number of beers being sold, what beer is the most popular over the month? That is very key, because number one question I got asked is, what is the most popular beer? And that could fluctuate from month to month. So that was a really big, important thing that I learned is communication across the board. Whatever you're trying to do, it's always going to be paramount. The other thing that I learned is the environment is crucial. Having an environment of employees, of customers, anybody that walks into that door, through those doors, is important, because that sets the tone for how that experience is going to be for everybody. It is very easy to tell if there's a staff that does not get along with each other and is not working well with each other. Sometimes that can create a apprehensive atmosphere, and it creates these edges, and that comes across over the bar as well. As much as we may try not to have our personal lives or our interpersonal lives affect the people on the other side of the bar, it eventually does. So just making sure that everybody, what's going on in here, if everyone's okay and working well with each other and there's no issues, which obviously there's never going to be no issues, but the least amount of issues, and make sure the team is working and then there's that camaraderie, that is crucial. And then the other thing that I'm taking away from this is I went into it to get a better understanding of working in a craft brewery. I want to open my own craft brewery. And I thought I was going to learn more about beer, and it actually ended up being kind of the opposite. I didn't lose my education, I didn't lose information, but I just didn't have the same available time to look into those things. And because this brewery in particular had such an extensive cocktail list, I didn't find myself being able to learn more about hops or gravity or any of those intricate things that go into making craft beer at a large scale like that. So my takeaway from that is the best way to learn about it is to get hands-on. Now there is a couple opportunities to get back in there and work with the brewers, but because I was doing two jobs at once with my full-time job and that bartending job, just any kind of break that I had was very well earned and needed, and it just didn't allow me a lot of time to go back and get that hands-on experience that I was learning about. But still an incredible experience, something that I will hold with me and take some really key things away from. But with that being said, I have another announcement. Obviously the YouTube stuff is coming back, so there's going to be more of a focus on beer, because it's no longer Tyler Ellis Washington LLC anymore. It's going to be Media Hops, because I want to put a focus again back on craft beer. Teaching about it, learning about it, sharing it with friends and family, and getting to meet more people in the craft beer industry, and hopefully bring on a clientele that has a focus or is focused around the craft beer industry. So Media Hops will be crafting media, if that is for craft breweries or just boutiques or anything that really puts the emphasis on the craft part of what they do, is what I'm going to try to focus on and try to bring my talents and services to. So Make sure that you are following this channel. Make sure that you subscribe and pay attention to what is going on here, because hopefully there will be a lot more exciting content to come. So thanks for tuning in, and until next time, cheers.